the heels of Richard Jefferson's tweet comparing Giannis to Pippen, Jay Williams jumped in on the debate, tweeting out, "So LeBron was a Pippen with D-Wade once. Nothing wrong with that until you get over the hump." And look, the king himself, he responded, tweeting right back, "Explain to me what I gotta do with the subject matter. I'm over here minding my damn business, preparing for Houston, and by the way, I ain't never been nobody but my damn self." He put the crown emoji and then a word that we won't read on air. Jay Will then clarified what he meant on his radio show with Keyshawn and Zubin this morning.
What I was mentioning is that when LeBron came to Miami, LeBron was a better player than D-Wade. I was not referencing that D-Wade was better than LeBron. But there were moments during that first season where LeBron deferred to D-Wade, okay? The next season is when you felt like that was LeBron's team. There was no more deferring. LeBron became LeBron when they won that championship. He became the king, right? He was already on his way to becoming the king. And then he took over the mantle, 2012, 2013, boom, into where he is today. Just to clarify the point, there's nothing wrong with LeBron at that stage being a little bit like Scottie Pippen at that juncture and then maturing and evolving into Michael Jordan, because I feel like that's where he is.
Stephen A., I want to get your response not only to Jay Will's comments, but also, do you think that LeBron is being too sensitive in his response?
Well, first of all, to answer the second question first, I don't blame LeBron James for being sensitive one bit, because as a three-time champion who's been to 9 NBA Finals, you know, there's greatness that comes associated with that, and he's been in the eye of the storm his entire career. He's never been allowed to be a Pippen. He was always being compared to Jordan, so why bring up Pippen now? So in that regard, I don't blame him for being sensitive to that. I think his sensitivity towards the tweet from Jay Williams was justified. But I do agree with Jay Williams' explanation. I did not agree with Jay Williams' tweet, but I did agree with his explanation. LeBron James averaged more points than D-Wade his first year in Miami. He definitely was a better player than D-Wade in Miami. We understand that. But when Jay explained his point this morning, it makes absolutely, positively, total sense, almost to a point where it's undeniable on the part of LeBron James, and here is why. If you recall, Dwayne Wade acknowledged that he had to go to LeBron that offseason after they had lost in the NBA Finals to Dallas, and he told LeBron, "I need you to step up and take this mantle. You know, don't defer to me. We can't win unless you are the best player on this team, that you're the number one option. We need to defer to you. It doesn't need to be the other way around. I appreciate you being the brother and the wonderful teammate that you are, LeBron, and being deferential because you coming on to my squad in Miami. You're joining me here in South Beach. I get all of that. But we can't win championships and be the best that we can be if you're deferring to me. I need to be deferring to you." So that basically validates what Jay Williams explained, except he didn't explain it in a tweet, obviously. He gave an extensive explanation on his radio show this morning with Keyshawn and Zubin. And that explanation by Jay Williams, I think, makes total sense because that's exactly what happened. LeBron was conducting himself like a dude that needed to be deferential at times to D-Wade year one. Years 2, 3, and 4, it was clearly LeBron and everybody was being deferential to him.
You heard what the king said, Stephen A. You heard what he said. Keep his name out of these conversations that don't have. He's not right. He's not wrong. LeBron never responds to anybody. We have people in the media, not you, Stephen A., but that have made their name off of criticizing LeBron James, and he never say a word. But he's down there in that bubble, like the player said, they're down there doing the bid. He got time, and he's tweeting during the playoffs, something that LeBron James never do, and rightfully so. He is in a lane of his own. LeBron James stands alone. Now, here it is. LeBron James had already won 2 MVPs, took a team to the finals before he joined D-Wade. Now, he never played on the team where you had 2 other guys in their prime, 2 future Hall of Famers in my eyes, and D. Wade and Chris Bosh, because I believe Chris Bosh should be in the Hall of Fame. And he was trying to not go over there and just make it all about LeBron, but saying we're going to do this collectively in his first year there, and it didn't work. So then D. Wade, big props to him, said, no, Bron, we're going as far as you take us, take over the team. Now, I'm going to give you the similar situation. In 2008, when KG got traded to the Celtics, I remember KG coming in, and the first thing he said in our first meeting was, hey, True, this your team, I'm going to follow your lead. Everybody in the world knew, and this no disrespect to Paul Pierce, because he's another future Hall of Famer, but everyone knew in the world that KG was the best player on that team. And I think when you start to put people's name, especially a guy like LeBron James, who has been a Batman since the age of 16 on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the chosen one, and you start to put his name and say, oh, he was a Scottie Pippen then. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't, because what happened was they wanted to go to Miami for the simple fact, like you always alliterate to, Stephen A., they wanted that warm weather on South Beach. Nobody wanted to go to Cleveland where it's cloudy and then they had and LeBron had a bad relationship.
Well, it was more than warm weather, but I hear you.
Nobody wanted to, I said what I said.
It was more than warm weather, but I hear you.
What I'm saying then, but what I was saying was, Jay should have cleared that up from the jump, because when he tweeted, it came off as being disrespectful to LeBron James, especially right now. And then it had nothing to do with LeBron James. What LeBron is saying, can you have this conversation and keep me out of it? Now, if it's talking about me and something that I'm doing for us with my basketball game that you watched the night before, or something that I'm doing, or I said anything in the media, then okay, I'm fine with that. But just adding me into a conversation to make your point clear, I'm with Bron. Keep my name out your mouth.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.